welcome to Olsem Wanem. Cybercrime is becoming a serious issue. The internet has been exploited to an extent that criminal activities can now be carried out online. In this episode, we take a closer look at cybercrimes. And later, we feature the Codex meeting that was recently held in Kokopo on food quality and food security. For now, let's take a look at cybercrime. Papua New Guinea has changed so much since its traditional days. In the past, we used the simplest instruments to relay information and gather information. Communication also involved simple instruments such as a kundu or a conch shell, or simply sending a messenger to the next village. Relaying and retrieving information was slow, yet so simple. Today's world is much more complex and faster, from mobile phone usage to computers. In just a click of a button, you can beat 100 miles within a few seconds. You can also do almost anything just by using an electronic device that has access to the internet. Internet access has now boosted people's capacities to learn and retrieve new information, not only among adults but children as well. And you don't necessarily have to have a computer to access the internet. You can use your mobile phone. And since 2007, there has been an increasing number of mobile phone users and internet users. But the internet also has its bad sides, and it all comes down to the user. Social networks through the internet have often been used to defame other people.
Words are really powerful. It takes time to build a reputation up. And then if a person says something bad to another person, it can give a bad reputation or a bad image to that person.
Me join Facebook. Na misa go check him all whenever friends be me na dislana. Mino sa make him mino sa bagara pinarapa o dislakain, but me been experiencing last time one girl at school don't play and been go post the timeline be me. Em been bagara me sama kain talk where I'm not true na look it so dislakain or something too. Em can make him can cause him as a chorus na melo friends na disla. We am no good pa.
Suppose one man you go back up in name lo me lo internet or Facebook. By helping me also my name lo. How be me cut him all? Because you know got some kind law. So you got way government by put him some kind law lo stop him. This kind all pass him lo back up him name lo narapla lo this law internet number Facebook or one or something. Also working me
Plantul man na meri hostalo sa Facebook internet to Facebook na ba. Sampo no sa yusi real identity bro sa go usul narapol name na ba na sa go bakarapyor narapa. So iga samba kainol ways o eminol loan number to ba mi ken sim online ya kainol line na kotimol sa kain naman.
I think internet is not a really safe place.
It all comes down to cybercrime. Cybercrime is becoming a serious issue. Many people are now exploiting the speed, convenience, and anonymity of the internet to commit a range of criminal activities. There are three broad areas of cybercrime: attack against computer hardware or software, financial crimes such as online fraud, and abuse such as defamation or sexploitation. Cybercrime is an extension of an already existing criminal behavior. The only difference is it is carried out on the internet. And almost anyone can be a victim of cybercrime. We now look back on one cybercrime that made the headlines in 2013.
Yesterday's arrest of a Kabul man who impersonated the Speaker of Parliament, Theo Zurnok, and exchanged pornographic material on a mobile social networking site has again brought the issue to the fore. Lay's police boss Ivan Lakatani says legislators need to strengthen the laws governing the internet.
We need to have that in place because it's becoming prevalent. It's becoming so common in the country now. And, we need to look at the Criminal Code Act. We need to look at the Summary Offences Act. We need to look at the other relevant legislations so that we amend them according to what is current and relevant today.
Jackson Kelly, the man at the center of the controversy, created a profile on a Lithuanian mobile social networking site. His username until yesterday was Hotboy4214. His profile picture, the casual photo of the Speaker of Parliament in a grey singlet. Late yesterday, police charged him with being in possession of pornographic material. While he will be charged using other relevant laws, Lay police say specific laws on the internet and mobile phone related abuse should be developed in order to address the growing problem.
Government has to be tough on this, and we need to have, laws in place.
Welcome back. With cybercrimes hitting the internet, the government has taken a concrete stand to combat cybercrime. The National Executive Council has recently endorsed the cybercrime policy. It has also been proposed in this policy to allow electronic materials to be permitted to be used as evidence in court. We also take a look at how businesses and financial institutions can be vulnerable to cybercrime. Thanks to the internet, Papua New Guinea is now more connected to the world than ever before. There is a great need to be more and more aware of the threats relating to internet usage. There are also new trends of cybercrimes emerging every time. Cybercrime can be committed by an individual or a group of people. Criminal organizations in particular are increasingly turning to the internet to facilitate their activities and maximize their profits. Papua New Guinean businesses may be vulnerable to cybercrime as well. The two main areas are data loss and denial of service. Denial of service is an attempt to make a machine or network resource unavailable to its intended users. Banks, financial institutions, and credit card companies are in particularly vulnerable to denial of service attacks. We now take a look at a business report on a credit card fraud earlier this year.
PNG moving away from a paper-based commercial system to electronic commerce. The risks involved need to be made aware of.
We had a judgment against one of those perpetrators 1 week ago, might be 2 weeks ago now, and that was one of the first in PNG where someone in PNG had actually been charged and convicted for perpetrating credit card or credit fraud, personal identity theft fraud. There's certainly incidents overseas, but whilst it does happen in PNG, many of the larger scams or frauds are really undertaken by overseas international crime gangs who steal the data and sell that data to other crime gangs.
Transactions made using credit cards or related services in purchasing goods electronically is very much uncommon in PNG today, but it is expected to eventually become popular as the transition continues.
Electronic shopping, for that matter, is not restricted to the private organizations alone. Right? Classically, when we say e-shopping or a concept of e-store or a web store, we might think that private organizations primarily related to apparels or even valuable items like medicines or food supplements or even software for that matter, which is being sold online. We classically think about that, but if you look intensively, we are able to understand that public sector organizations as well as banking organizations are doing a lot of product and service transactions online.
And ensuring that people are aware that it isn't just the card transaction itself, it's the whole e-commerce where there's greater education and awareness required, because PNG is now moving to that next level of e-commerce. At the moment we've been becoming familiar with internet banking, card banking, purchasing on the internet, but more and more stores are going to be in PNG undertaking acquisition or purchase of goods or services using internet banking platforms, and that's where the e-commerce and the gateways that banks have to offer will become very, very important.
The government is now taking its stand against cybercrime. The National Executive Council has endorsed the cybercrime policy. A task force has been established to develop standalone cybercrime legislation with a review of 19 existing legislation from 1951 to 2012. As proposed in this policy, electronic materials can now be used as evidence in court as well. So if you upload a video or simply make a statement online with the intent to harm or hurt someone else, it can be used against you in court. A funding of 1.32 million has also been approved to conduct a public awareness to educate ordinary Papua New Guineans, build capacity and train judges, court officials and police on cybercrime and other related activities in addition to the development of the legislation. The government is taking concrete steps under the following key priority areas: protecting communities from cybercrime, creating a safe cyber environment, building trust and confidence in electronic or e-commerce, and strengthening PNG's law enforcement capacity in addressing cybercrime, to name a few. The 13th session of the Codex Coordinating Committee of the North America and Southwest Pacific was held in Kokopo. The week-long meeting was to discuss and enhance the strategies of the Codex member countries in the region. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill officiated at the opening of the session and commended Codex for their strong commitments in establishing food safety standards in Papua New Guinea. Mr. O'Neill says the acceptance of quality food standards in PNG helps to save lives and keeps the community safe.
The Prime Minister and his delegation, including Agriculture Minister Tommy Tom Skoll and East New Britain Governor Eramas Tobining Jr., officiated at the opening of the session. Mr. O'Neill, in his opening remarks, commended Codex for their strong commitments in establishing food safety standards in Papua New Guinea and other Pacific Island nations.
Our country recognizes the importance of these issues and therefore has enacted legislation to support and facilitate for the food security and food safety. We are striving to build a modern and internationally competitive agricultural sector. And of course, our membership in Codex is something we take very seriously as we strengthen our systems to ensure that we maintain the quality and safety that we require.
The Prime Minister says his government is committed in ensuring food safety standards and procedures are followed in food processing and consumption in Papua New Guinea. The Codex meeting, which focuses on improvement in food safety and food quality standards, is significant at this point in time when the agriculture sector is undergoing major reforms aimed at modernizing and transforming the sector.
We as a country want a healthy community, healthy people who eat safe and nutritious food that provides quality of life that they all deserve. And we want to export also food that is fresh and safe that we also expect as well.
The week-long session chaired by PNG brings together 14 member countries and observers to discuss and determine the status of the 5-year strategic plan of the Codex Alimentarius Commission. Codex is an international body set up in 1961 by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and the World Health Organization, whose goals are to protect the health of consumers and ensure fair practices in the international food trade.
The Codex Alimentarius Commission has 186 members, 185 member countries, and one member organization, the European Union, who represent almost 99% of the world's population. That is 99% of the world's consumers. And let us not forget that we are all consumers.
PNG also hosted the 12th session in Medang in 2012 and was commended overall for the overwhelming success. The strategic plan of the North America and Southwest Pacific region identifies 6 strategic objectives for the region for the period of 5 years from 2014 to 2019. During the Kokopo session, coordinating committees discussed and determined the status of the plan and continued appropriateness of the identified purposes.
There is still a lot of work to be done to ensure food safety and quality. And we should work with determination and perseverance in order to address the numerous challenges. Nevertheless, I believe that we should also celebrate what Codex has achieved in your region so far, thanks to your tireless efforts.
The goal of the strategic plan is to increase the effectiveness of the Food and Agriculture Organization and World Health Organization Regional Coordinating Committee for its member countries and enhancing the region's contribution to the CAC.
Having food quality and food safety protocols based on clear scientific research provides a strong basis on which to generate consensus and ensure compliance. This forum clearly will certainly work at a broad regional level, given that our diverse membership from Australia and New Zealand through to the 9 Pacific Island states to the United States and Canada. This diversity brings different challenges in relation to production, processing and trade in food.
Meaningful consultation and coordination among the member countries, including relevant stakeholders in the country, is important to ensure effective operation of the region's activities within Codex.
Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I acknowledge your leadership and dedication, and I am grateful for all that you do to enable Codex to achieve its goals and objectives. Let us continue working together in this excellent spirit.
The committees have also nominated Vanuatu to be the next regional coordinator, taking over from Papua New Guinea in July 2015.
The 13th Codex Coordinators meeting for North America and Southwest Pacific region also discussed the introduction of Papua New Guinea's Galip nut products, noni juice, and the Fijian kava on the world market. Members were urged to produce high-quality standards of food products for the world market. Participants from all over the region have embraced PNG's potential in the production of high-quality food products.
The Codex meeting also identified priorities and capacity development needs, proposed draft regional standard for fermented noni juice, development of a regional standard for kava product, and Galip nut production. Duly elected chairperson of the Codex Alimentarius Commission, Avilo Ochieng Penat, challenged member countries to maintain high-quality standards of food production.
I would only, encourage Papua New Guinea, just like I would encourage all the other countries, to apply, to follow the international standards which are set by the Codex Alimentarius Commission, which is of course the reference organization, a food standard setting organization, to ensure that their products comply with the Codex standards and thereby have access also to international food markets.
Participants from all over the region were urged to produce high-quality standards of food products for the world market.
But for me, it's very important that developing countries participate effectively in Codex work, and so an important issue is that of capacity building, which is given by the FAO, WHO or other partners to enable the new members in Codex to participate effectively.
While much of the discussions have been based on the region's 5-year strategic plan, it was also an opportunity of which member countries will have to develop standards for their food products.
Now, on the agenda of this year's session, there is also the issue of the development of regional standards. As I told you, the regional committees discuss issues which are of relevance to the region, and this region decided that they would like to develop a standard for noni juice because it's an important commodity in the region. So that is also on the agenda. And also, they also discussed the development of a standard for kava products.
Papua New Guinea's production of organic food products has been highly acclaimed by member countries in the region. Traditionally used in many Melanesian countries, the gallip nut industry in the region is prospected to make its way into the international market.
One big plus something that Yumi Olgata should take ownership longan is that gallip is one indigenous nut where we can grow good along Solomon Islands, Vanuatu. Na suppose look Solomon Islands na Vanuatu in terms of land area, and PNG we got big land area, so we can dominate the gallip production in the country. Yeah.
Renowned for our high-quality production and exporting of coffee and cocoa beans to the world market, the next challenge is to increase production locally in the country.
I think the basic product that we play like promoting and this like dried gallip, where we play just dry him and then pack it in 1 kilo and we play like promoting motion. That's the primary product where we play like make him. But this la we got all broken pieces too by stuff where we play by using long all baking na all narapla pressing blow oil and me can use him long all broken pieces too na all this la all cake where it come out lo this la oil press and me can use him to lo feed him all animal feeds long.
Switzerland is an example of a country that doesn't produce cocoa but manufactures chocolates for the world market.
Switzerland does produce a lot of chocolate. In fact, Switzerland is the host country to the Codex Committee on Cocoa Products and Chocolate, and it has been since 1963.
PNG, however, has also developed locally made coffee and coconut products, but still has potential in developing other products using cocoa and gallip nut.
Me looking plenty young only interest now we go in harvesting na Salem gallip. So I think suppose you me one time support the government like me move him this industry forward. I think by you we can look him that and we can give him and we can set him economic base from all line blow him place.
There is also greater need for the government to put more money into the agriculture sector to boost production from our local farmers. The increase in economical activities will pave way for products to be processed and manufactured onshore and exported to other countries.
Our vision is to remain the preeminent food standard setting organization, and in order to do that we have to ensure that we respond to our members' needs by setting standards to address current and emerging issues rapidly. And also in the strategic plan, there are several important issues. I mean, all of them are very important. I would like to highlight the fact that we would like to continue developing food safety standards, always based on sound science. That is very, very important. And we get the scientific advice from independent bodies of the FAO and WHO. Another very important strategic goal is ensuring effective participation in Codex, and maybe here I would like to stress that for me it's very important that developing countries participate effectively in Codex work, and
And that's all for this episode. A reminder that if you have any comments or stories you would like to share, please contact us via the address on your screen or visit us on our Facebook page. For now, enjoy the rest of your viewing.